today we have another special guest, actually returning guest, Cole Alexander, the football player. Um, he's joining us again, and this time to just speak about how he's handling the whole corona pandemic and what he's doing to stay on top of his game during this time. Cole, how you doing, bro?
Hi Carl, thanks for having me again, man. It's always nice chatting to you, man.
Nice, man, nice. Thanks for joining us again. Okay.
What, man, anytime.
And then Cole, so tell me about, so obviously like the whole corona, the COVID-19 is affecting everybody globally. I mean, even me here in Phuket, things are closed down and stuff. But obviously in South Africa right now, there's a 21-day lockdown. How are you adapting as a soccer professional, a football player? How are you adapting to the 21-day lockdown?
Yeah, it's uncertain times and it's a bit scary,
Mm-hmm.
I think of my family a lot. I think of, those that don't have what I have
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that don't have homes, that's outside and it's a bit scary and just another thing that's got me worried is about how people don't consider, just staying indoors. I think that's irresponsible of those people taking us lightly. But besides that, as a footballer, I am home, so there's only so
Mm-hmm.
much I can do here at home because even at the complex where I stay, I can't even go take a run outside. So that's how I was treated easier. But I've been I've been doing a lot of things. Yeah, I've been spending more time on my books. I've
Okay.
been putting in training. I've been even I'm grateful for technology because now I'm spending more time with my parents and brothers back home, chatting to them, almost every hour,
Okay.
and then just spending some quality time with my wife, me and my wife, just knowing she's around and having good meals together, reading good books. So there's so much things, I would have thought, lockdown's going to be, boring
Mm-hmm.
and just at home and, but there's actually so many things that we can do to get out of this lockdown better than the way we entered it. Yeah.
I love that. I love that approach that you take in, and even just the mindset that you have that you want to get out of this lockdown. You want to get when you get through this challenge, you want to make sure that you get there stronger, better, more wiser than you were before going into that. And that's an incredible way of looking at it. I know for me personally, it's also something that I've been advocating for is that people start realizing that, you know what, it's maybe not as bad as we think it is. Yes, it's uncertain, a lot of uncertainty, like you said. Also, it's affecting the economy. Many people are not only losing their job, I mean their lives, but their jobs. You understand that? I think that's the biggest risk right now is the fact that many small businesses are going to be closing. They're not making money. So I think that's a difficult part. But even in times like you said, times like this, there's still things you can do to make sure that you do get out on the other side better than you actually went into it. Okay. And then tell me,
Yeah.
so you mentioned that you are reading books, spending time with your family. What books are you reading?
Currently, I'm reading a autobiography of Tom Brady. I'm reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Why
Mm-hmm.
A Students Work for C Students,
Wow.
and then yeah, just the Daily Stoic as well. Yeah, so
Okay.
those are the books that I'm reading currently.
Wow,
Yeah.
sounds like powerful titles there. Eh? I love the why the A students work for C students. Beautiful title. I haven't read. I don't think I read any of those books, but they all sound really interesting. Um, and then you read in a biography. Tell me about biographies. Do you usually read biographies?
Yeah, I like reading biographies, just to learn how sports people, especially sports biographies, I like to read
Mm-hmm.
because I mean they can be our mentors through books as well
Yeah.
because you know the top elite sportsmen out there, we can learn so much. And from the Tom Brady book, it teaches a lot of things from
Mm-hmm.
from fitness to nutrition to lifestyle changes, and I think if it worked for him, there's definitely some things that I can take from that book to use
Yes.
it for myself in my career. and many other books. There's Latan book I read and Alex Ferguson. So there's a lot of, even if it's one or two things you can take from a book and use
Mm-hmm.
in your own life and it benefits you. I think that's a very good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, man. Like, and it's also something that I've learned a lot over the last couple of years when I started developing a passion for reading. I wasn't taught the value of reading from a young age, but obviously when I went to university, I was forced to read because that's the only way was going to graduate is by reading these things. And from there, I started discovering the power of reading, and then I
Mm.
discovered the power of biographies, and I was like, wow, like it's so amazing that you are able to, like you say, you downloading that people or that person's knowledge, all the skills that they've learned over the years. You downloading that, and you can apply it to your own life. Like you said, reading the Tom Brady book right now, you can learn how he's been able to perform at his peak, and then you can see, okay, maybe I can tailor my nutrition like this, or maybe I can tailor my sleeping habits like this, so that I can also increase my performance. And then
Mm.
also, you said during this time you've been connecting with your parents in Cape Town much more. Tell me a bit about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, it's such a joy. My eldest brother and his children are all with my parents at home, so they're all under one roof now, having lockdown together as a family. And yeah, I'm just enjoying, video calling them and seeing them all, and because normally our schedules it doesn't go hand in hand. Like I would be
Mm-hmm.
available, they won't. My brother won't. So now they're all there, and we just, even now with the training, I'm sending them training programs, and it's just nice to see them all, us all, bond
Yeah.
and talk, and even if it's me helping them with their training stuff, it's a way of connecting with them, and
Yes.
it's good for me to see that my family is also trying to stay fit, trying to stay sharp in this in the lockdown,
Yeah.
and most of all just having good laughs and
Mm-hmm.
talking to each other.
Yeah. And that also raises a powerful point. Imagine 20 years ago, this virus happened about 20 years ago. We wouldn't have had access to the internet or um, yeah, the cell phones and things and video call in our family. So then lockdown would have been even worse. You understand?
Yeah,
So it's maybe
yeah,
just even being grateful for the fact that we have the technology we have right now. So even though
yeah,
you are locked down at home right now, your wife is at work, you're able to speak to me. You're able to speak to family. You're able to connect with your
true.
teammates. So it's also,
Yeah,
sometimes
definitely.
just taking perspective and realizing, had this happened 20 years ago, I would have legit just been in my room right now, doing
Yeah,
maybe reading and things, but still I would have been very isolated from the world, isolated from my family, restricted in that sense. So
yeah.
yeah, it's just looking at it in a different way as well, like how we can create more an empowering way of
I
looking at
think that's one of
lockdown.
the advantages of technology, eh?
Yeah, for
But the
sure.
disadvantage can be us to be 24 hours into our phones
Yeah.
and televisions and all that. So yeah, one of the advantages is that we can connect with people
Hmm.
outside from where we are. Yeah.
Yes. And speaking about being in your phone 24/7, how do you manage, like obviously like when you're not on lockdown, how do you manage um not checking your phone all the time? Because I take it you don't check your phone all the time. You have a more stricter schedule.
Yeah, mornings I try and avoid my phone as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take a phone call in the morning, but I would not check my social media, I would not check SMSs. So my family, my wife know that if they wanna talk to me, they must phone me because then I know it's something important.
Yeah.
But I only really check my social media and all these things after I'm done with my training. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And then back to being in lockdown right now. And so obviously this has been the obstacle for many people. It's a challenging time for many people because like you say, we restricted our livelihoods are restricted. We're not just able to go outdoors and or even go to work. So how are you managing to still stay fit during this time?
Yeah, for me, I have a tailor-made program that
Mm-hmm.
our club gave us, and look, as footballers, we run about 6 to 7 kilometers every day on training. So
Okay.
unfortunately, we can't do much of that inside our house. Our house only
Mm-hmm.
so small, only those that have big yards and big
Yeah.
houses could do that. But
Hmm.
for me, I have my own. I try and do my own cardio. I hung a boxing bag up. I got me a skipping rope, and I got me some TheraBands that
Hmm.
I do some good cardio exercises with. And I have a watch also, so the watch can also it shows your heart rate, your calories. So
Hmm.
you can measure all those things quite similar to when you measure it on training. So I
Yes.
try and stick to what I burn on training. I try and stick to it. Yeah, I try my best possible to keep it as close as possible. So yeah, there's lots of exercises I have that I can do at home, and yeah, so strength, cardio, injury prevention, core exercises. I I do it all here at home. Yeah.
Okay, that's incredible. Like you say, you still going on. Life is going on for you, even though you're not able to go outdoors. You're still able to adapt the program accordingly for yourself, like you said, and that's important. Is because people forget that the biggest superpower that we have as human beings is our ability to adapt. Okay, that's the reason we've been on this planet for so long. It's because we can adapt. We can adapt to cold weather. We can adapt to warm weather. We can adapt to severe circumstances. We can adapt to wars. We can adapt to the death of relatives. Like things that it seems so difficult, but when we are in that situation, when we are forced to go through it, we survive. Okay, and that is us. That is our power that we have. But we
Mm,
sometimes forget that we have this power and ability to adapt. So
mm,
I think if people can maybe just focus more on, how can I adapt my life to
mm,
being indoors right now, my growth to being indoors. Like you said, you adapted your training program. How can I maybe adapt my goals? Because I'm sure many people have goals, especially because this happened so early in the year. Um, but also because it's a new decade. I know many people, me included, had like a big vision for this year. Not saying that I still don't have a big vision, but it just shows that sometimes life happens and it pushes you to the side. But does that mean that
yeah,
you have to now throw your cards in? You now have to throw the
mm,
towel in and give up on everything? No, it just means,
yeah,
listen, how can I get back up and fight? How can I adapt to the circumstances that I've been given? And it's,
mm,
it's it's great to see that. Listen, yeah, you adapting and adapting well.
mm,
And then tell
mm,
me a bit about more about the philosophy that you have to work through this time. Like you said, you want to get out on the other side greater than you actually went into the whole lockdown.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. One of the things I've learned also, and you shared as well. You shared in some of the things that you shared with me is about how even in adversity there's
Hmm.
there's opportunity,
Yeah.
and there where your fear lies, there's growth also. And just the way you put this now about we are adaptation creatures. Look, we can adapt to isolation then too, by what you're
Yeah.
saying. So I'm looking or I choose to see the growth
Yeah.
in this pandemic, and that's a perspective. You talk a lot about perspectives, and I think that's a perspective we can have in this time, to
Hmm.
see the growth, to see the opportunity in this time. For me, the opportunity is to work on my game,
Yeah.
to uh, to get better mentally, physically. Also, now's the time where we can learn for what we want after this lockdown
Hmm.
or in years to come.
And then tell me a bit about the tips and techniques that you've been using. Because the last time I had in the podcast, you told me about the cold shower and how that's been working for you. And I've actually been doing that, using that as well, like after training in the mornings and stuff. And I've been loving it. I've been loving it. But then again, obviously, if I compare the climates, I live in a tropical region. I mean, Phuket is extremely hot, so me coming home from a run, I'm still very warm, and even though the cold water is not even as cold. So how do you? So I can't compare it really to you, but that was a tool tip that I got from you. But how do you manage at cold showers? Because I know sometimes it can be extremely cold that side of the world.
Look, if you do something, if you do something for so many days, it becomes a habit,
Mm-hmm.
and we come in that stage of automaticity. So for me, I don't really, I take a cold shower, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It's not like the first few times I took cold showers
Mm-hmm.
where I shivered and
Mm-hmm.
couldn't take it and got out after a minute. Now it's like second nature because of the habit I've developed with taking my cold showers.
Okay. I like what you just said there. You mentioned that, you got to the point where it's automated, it's a habit. So it's no longer, you don't have to consciously think about it. And that is so beautiful, because what you've done is you chose that habit, you chose that tool to become part of your habit, something that can help improve you. And so many of the things that we have in our lives, we don't realize is that it's all, our lives are constructed from habits or by habits. That if we look at what we are doing or where we are in our lives right now, it's all a result of our habits. And if we can try to put in more habits that can help improve ourselves, or habits that can help put us in a better state of mind, in a better state of feeling or emotions, or even just habits that can help us grow in our careers, then our life will be so much better. Our quality of life will increase. But like you say, most times people want a habit, but they're not willing to sacrifice the time it takes to develop the habit. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now tell me about how do you manage to obviously do the like when you want to start a new habit, for example, a cold shower. How long do you usually do it before you think it start becoming a habit? We no longer have to consciously force yourself to do it.
Yeah, so I read up on it and I did research
Mm-hmm.
and I read books about it, about the habit. And what 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 the book speaks, it says that a habit takes about 66 days to become
Mm-hmm.
automated. And I think I've been doing that for almost a year now,
Okay.
and it's a habit. There's still there's other habits that I'm trying to install still that
Mm-hmm.
I'm on and off with, but I can see it eventually sticking. So if I should give a number of days, I would say like a month, almost a month and a half for me,
Mm-hmm.
from
Okay.
my own experience. So yeah, even with what you teach about your impact and intentions,
Mm-hmm.
those type of habits, just reflecting. So each morning I have different things I do each morning, and I just
Okay.
keep on adding. Whatever's going to take me closer to my dreams and goals, I'm going to add that.
Yeah.
And I think that with what you share, a lot of what you share is going to be able to do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And a few of the things you share is reflecting. So within my power hour now, I've been adding your intentions and impact
Mm-hmm.
journaling. So I've been putting that down now. And yes, there's days that I skip, and but there's also days when I do put it in.
Mm-hmm.
But a positive word, when I do it, I'm more aware and
Yeah.
I'm more conscious, and I see things. So if for example, if I say I wanna be a kinder, more generous, and a better person, and I do write it down in my journal, and the day goes on, and I get triggered by by whoever, by a neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
or in traffic. I'll be more reserved, be more gracious.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm aware of it, and I wrote it down in the
Yeah.
morning. But if I don't do it, there's times where I have a go at the taxi driver, I have a go
Yeah.
at my neighbor. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so such habits I'm trying to still install.
Mm-hmm.
And then you share about waking up, listening to a liquor song.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
helps. I started doing that. Um, and I just read up on about what happens in your brain, the
Mm-hmm.
neurotransmitters, all the hormones that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you are releasing in the morning by doing all those things. And it's a lot of things, but it's all very beneficial to me,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can see how it's been helping me. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you mentioned there, these are small little techniques that you've been picking up and saying, you know what, I want to add this activity to my morning routine. I want to add this activity because I know it's gonna have power for me. And um, like for the people who's not professional football players, or there's no necessity for them to be at the peak, they might feel like, you know what, maybe taking a cold shower is a little too extreme. Okay, maybe they like
Mm,
the comforts, but then what they maybe, or maybe they think like, you know what, waking up and listening to music is a bit also extreme. Why can't I just wake up and just relax a little bit? But people then they don't realize that there's power behind doing something like this. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I want to only perform at the peak, but it's about you becoming a
Mm.
happier you, and actually start
Yeah.
engaging and feeling happy about your life. And
Yeah.
just like you said, just dancing, waking up properly. So it's incredible, like, these little tools and stuff. Like, there are so many tools out there that we're not aware of, and that's why I wanted to know what other tools you also use, because um I'm also always on the path or on the journey of always trying to, like, to add tools to my toolkit, so that I can always also keep growing.
Yeah.
But so what other tools do you utilize that you think can be powerful for people during this time? They can start with a habit, because, like you said.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, not everyone is pro footballers or
Hmm.
pro sportsman or whatever, but you know, everyone wants to be a better person. You know,
Hmm.
everyone wants to grow.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's this. I'm not saying use everything that I use or
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Tom Brady use, that elite athletes use, but test it, see what works for you. You
Yeah.
know, so some of the other things I do. The first when I wake up in the morning, right? Um, Sometimes you feel tired, you don't want to get out
Hmm.
of bed. It's that battle between mind over mattress.
Yeah.
So is that battle.
Hmm.
But so I used to have that problem a lot where I struggled to get out of bed, but now because of my habit, I get out
Yeah.
just like that.
Hmm.
And what habit worked for me? So it was the habit of moving. So as soon as
Hmm.
I got out of bed, I did movement. I went to go take a jog. I went to go do burpees. I did
Yeah.
something for 15 20 minutes just to
Yeah.
start sweating. And 110% I felt better after 20 minutes of waking up.
Yeah.
So that feeling I had when I was in bed, thinking, must I get up? Must I home? I'm not feeling really awake. I still want to be in bed.
Hmm.
That feeling compared to the feeling of me getting out of bed and going to take that jog and just sweating,
Hmm.
releasing some hormones. Comparing that two feelings, I choose the latter. I choose the
Yeah. Yeah.
one waking up, moving, sweating, because that kickstarts my day completely.
Yeah.
So that habit for me is vital. So that I try and share with my family, with my
Hmm.
wife does it as well. So I try and share with my brothers, my parents, just mind over matters.
Yeah.
Just win that battle, just move, you'll feel the difference. And it's just once you do that, you'll see you have more courage and more energy to wanna do
Hmm.
another habit that's gonna improve your day even further. So yeah, so talking about my routines, when I wake up in the morning, I do the movement and I do your music. So as soon as I wake up, I listen to the music, just feel lekker, and then I move. I
Yeah.
do sit-ups, push-ups, whatever it is, it's gonna lift my heart rate up, wind sprints, whatever it is, I do it, and then I come back inside, or for now for lockdown, I'm on my patio, I do my boxing, I come back, I do some journaling. If I don't do journaling, I do my devotion. I pray.
Hmm.
So that's another pocket. That's one of after my movement. I do a reflection. So whether
Yeah.
it's praying, meditating on God's word, or just journaling how I felt yesterday, or journaling whatever, doing my intentions, my impact, those type of things. I do that for another 20, half an hour, and then I just learn. After
Okay.
that, I do some learning. So whether it's learning on my studies, or learning, I go onto YouTube. I watch videos of Paul Scholes. I
Okay.
love Paul Scholes. I learn from old videotapes of
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
Paul Scholes, all the midfielders that plays in my position. So
Hmm.
that's part of learning. I read a book. I want to. I'm on the path of becoming a businessman.
Yeah.
um, I'm trying to obtain skills that I can get there.
Yeah.
So those things. So for me, to put it simpler, I would say, move, reflect, and grow and learn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Nice.
that's my three principles. And straight after that, I do my cold shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's more or less my morning routine. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. I like the thing you said there that mind over matters. It's a new saying. The first time I heard it, it's really cool. Yeah, I know. I mean, many people struggle with that. Like even me, like a few years ago, before I would say I adopted the growth mindset and changed my life. I also struggled with that. Like there was times I would sleep till 8:30, 9 in the morning. That was when I was freshly done with university, unemployed, and how I felt was I just to go through the rhythm of the day. I just used to go with the flow of the day. You understand? Wake up, watch some cartoons or whatever I want to watch, and just go with the flow of the day. But now I'm more intentional about how my day starts, what I do throughout the day, really. So the morning wind is me going for the run, beating my mind, okay? Because in the morning, my mind is like, oh, should I get up? Should I not? In a sense, I'm start doubting my decision, but I beat my mind. I went for the run. I usually run to the beach. So at the beach, by the time I get to the beach, I'm juices is pumping, I'm feeling good. I'm like, yes, I really beat myself. I won. You understand? And then I get to watch the sunrise, and I'll usually do also a form of either a mindfulness meditation or gratitude meditation and just set my intentions for the day. And so that's
Yeah,
part of my morning routine and coming back, and I usually feel pumped for the day and amped for the day. Um, but yeah, I think I lost
yeah.
my.
I think,
Uh-huh. Go
and
ahead.
I think that people might hear us and think, that's a lot of things, that's that. But try something, man.
Mm-hmm.
To those listeners, try one or two things.
Yeah.
See how you feel when you do it, and see how you feel when you don't do it.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better when you do it, keep doing it.
Yes.
So it's all about some stuff I will do that you will do, and it doesn't give you the same effect. It doesn't have the same effect on you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why everything, just test it yourself. So to those
Mm-hmm.
listening, test it
Yeah.
yourself. Like if you do your meditation, your seven
Mm-hmm.
kilometer run, that's all little wins.
Yeah.
And that wins, it stacks up, Opal. It stacks up.
Exactly.
And by the end of the week you have 30 wins. By the end of the month you have 100
Exactly.
wins. By the end of the year, that all that wins, it
Mm-hmm.
sets you aside from the rest.
Yes.
So that's the thing, man. Try something that works for you,
Yeah.
do it.
So things that I've done and stuff, and I realized it doesn't really work for me. And it's all about also, what works for one doesn't necessarily work for the next. And it's about, but like you said, you need to try it and see, and you need to reflect. The reflection is the important part. It's about going back and seeing, did this work for me? So analyze and reviewing your results that you got. Just touch on the last thing that I wanted to speak about also is that you mentioned faith. Faith is very important in your routine, basically. That helps you. You want to speak a bit about how faith helps you?
Yeah, look, as a footballer, we it's easy to put make football a god.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not just football, but people can make work, possessions,
Yeah.
material things, they a god of it. And it's good to reflect and ask ourselves, is God on his rightful place,
Yeah.
and and I must admit, there's many times where where football is there, where I put
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
throne. And I'm admitting it's not the way. God
Mm-hmm.
God must be on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, my faith is very important. I find my identity lies in Christ, and
Mm-hmm.
and and that's it. And football is just the extension of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All these other things I'm doing just the extension. But
Mm-hmm.
I am who God says I am.
Yeah.
I'm a born again Christian. So for me, that's important to always to have my devotions.
Mm-hmm.
And one I must give it to another company, Sports Chaplains of Africa as well.
Mm-hmm.
They've helped so many of our footballers, even in this time of lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have connect groups where 4 to 5 players have Zoom meetings with
Yeah.
the pastor, and I mean that's so powerful because
Yeah.
we're sharing messages about biblical messages, of the Apostle Paul in prison, and
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of his lockdown, and how was he in those times? We can take teachings and lessons from that time and
Yes.
use it for us now. So, and just to get together and share the gospel, it's
Mm-hmm.
important to my life. And I'm grateful for Sports Chaplain South Africa to have that available to us,
Yeah.
sports out there. So yeah, that's why for me, that
Yeah.
my faith is very important.
Mm-hmm. That's great that you also have, like you say, you have that um, that unity, that group where you say you guys are like a group of five or whatever the number is, the amount is, that you guys come together and you say that, listen here, you're able to speak about things that mean a lot to you in terms of Christianity and Christ, and um, learning more about it. So it's good that you have that also. Like as peers, you have people. Not only is it you have the chaplain thing, the sports thing, but
Yeah.
also it gives you a platform to also have your peers who's on the same path, they have the same mindset as you, to join you together
And
with a common goal.
to remind you,
Hmm.
because it's a reminder of who I am,
Hmm.
because in football, if you don't play well and the fans boo you, you
Hmm.
know, I get sad sometimes. I
Yeah.
get, into my shell. But
Yeah.
what does that say? My happiness is lying in their hands.
Yeah.
But what does the Bible teach us? The
Yeah.
Bible
Yeah.
teaches us that no matter good performance, bad performance, the
Hmm.
Bible still says, no, I'm a masterpiece. I'm chosen. I'm complete by the works
Yeah.
of Christ. So
Wow.
that's my identity.
Hmm.
I find my identity in those things, rather than I'm never gonna wanna have a bad game. But
Yeah.
there's times where I don't have a good game, and the coach might have a go at me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then how am I gonna react to that? Am I
Hmm.
gonna take it down? Am I gonna sulk? No, because I know my identity.
Yes.
I know who I am in Christ. So that's why that's for me. It's definitely my rock and my refuge. And yeah, I walk in confidence with who I am in my faith in Christ. Yeah.
Incredible, incredible. But also, you know what? Faith is it's a universal concept. It's a principle of nature, like gravity. Because people don't realize, even if you're not looking at it from a religious standpoint, faith is incredible. Is a important construct or concept to our daily living. We have faith at night when we go to bed that tomorrow things are going to be, that we're going to wake up, or when we make plans, it's us having faith. You understand? So even applying this concept of faith to us being in lockdown now, you need to have faith. You need to always tell yourself that, you know what, even though I'm facing a bad time right now, even though I'm facing lockdown right now, that things will be okay. Things are going to be okay. And this can also help a lot of people with the uncertainty that they're facing, the uncertainty, whether it's in their jobs or whether they're not sure about how they say that the economy is going to be after this. But just knowing that, you know what, no matter what comes after this, that eventually things will be okay. Things
Mm.
always turn out okay. You understand? It
Yeah.
always turns out the
Mm.
best it can, even though in that moment it might not seem like it. You understand? Even though you have to go through that challenge, but
Mm.
the challenge is not there forever. You understand? The tide doesn't recede forever. It has to come out. The sun doesn't set forever. It has to rise again. Okay. The
Yeah.
without the darkness, we don't have no light. If you look at this whole virus, how it's impacting everybody right now, it's bringing everybody down to the level. Understand? It doesn't
Mm.
matter if you a top business person or CEO, or if you a gardener. At the end of the day, everybody is restricted to the 21-day lockdown. It applies to
Yeah.
everybody. Okay, and that just
Mm.
shows that no matter the plans we have, no matter the things we want to do, sometimes, not sometimes, we ultimately don't have complete control over where our life is going. Yes, we can shape the direction of life through our decisions and our choices,
Mm.
but
Mm.
we don't have no control over the cards we dealt, the hands we dealt. So that's very important, and that is where faith can come in a lot. And faith can help people when they realize that they use faith all the time already in every single part of
Mm.
their life. Okay,
Yeah.
even the businessman, when he decides to start a business, he doesn't start the business because he wants the business to fail. No, he starts the business and has the intention and has the faith that this business is going to turn out the way he wants to have it. And that's why he works the long hours. That's why he puts in and invests his money. You understand? Because he has
Mm.
faith it's going to turn out that way. So
Mm.
it's always just looking at, you know what, this is an important concept. We use it in our daily life all the time, but the people's not aware of it
Mm.
too. So yeah, so
Yeah.
cool. It was really awesome chatting to you. Thanks for taking your time to share some of your tips and advice about how you adapt into this 21-day lockdown, and how you not only adapting, but you adapting and thriving during this 21-day lockdown. All right.
Yeah, no,
It,
thanks for having
you're
thanks
welcome.
for having me, and it's always nice chatting to you, and I
Yeah.
always leave better than how I came, I'm
Yeah.
leaving with some more information,
Hmm.
some more insight, and definitely, I'm gonna use a lot of the things you've
Yeah.
shared before and the
Hmm.
things you shared now. I'm gonna try it out and use it. So yeah,
Yeah.
very grateful for
And
you and
that's
appreciate you, brother.
thanks, man. And that's what we're all here for. We imagine we all do this. We all impact one person. We all just here to just, you know what? I'm gonna share what I know. I'm gonna try to make the next person's life a little bit better. And I don't have to go out of my way. I just doing what I love, and giving and trying to
Mm,
impact the next person. Imagine how better the world
mm,
would become. Imagine how the society would be. Like
yeah,
it would be a utopia. We can create a utopia. But most times, you know what?
yeah,
We allow our emotions to get in the way. We don't want to be listened. Our ego gets big. We don't want to be reduced to a student because I have already this title in this. Who you to tell me? You know what I try to say now.
yeah,
So sometimes we
mm,
need to get into that white belt mentality and see what we can
mentality,
learn.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
definitely.
um, I love the tips that you shared today as well, and thanks so much for taking your time to like share some of your secrets and tips that helps you thrive during this time, Cole. All right,
Thanks
and we
so
chat
much, bro,
soon.
man. Thanks for everything.
Chat soon.
Cheers, man.
Thanks, man.